if your person is crying, if they're doing everything that they can to try to reach out to you with some tears, and even if they're yelling, like whatever, like, try to sit down, like, hey, let's calm down. Let's see, how can we resolve this issue? If y'all can't get to that point, then y'all already, it's a far cry for help for both of you. And even if it's not a cry for help, and if ain't there one of y'all trying to hear that cry for help, or if don't neither one of y'all think that there is an issue, then that's an issue within itself. I'm not even talking to you because I think that's beyond me. Well, kind of not. It's not. If you're willing to listen, I can help with that too. Like I said, and not because, oh, just something I learned off social media. No, this is from experience. Experience from being in a relationship, experience from being married, experience from being divorced, experience from being single, all of the things. I've been there, done that, so I know. So all I'm saying is listen and take heed to if they're them tears, man. Them tears. And that's whether it's coming from him or her. And ladies, if he is crying to you, don't ignore those tears from a man. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He's a human. And a lot of times he's got a whole lot on his back just as much as you got a lot on your back. So it's like you both need to find common ground to where you can talk. The only thing is like you got to want change, though. You got to want to fix certain things. You got to want to make sure that everything is okay within your household, whether you're the male or the female, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a working mom, working wife, stay-at-home wife, whatever the situation is. Communication is going to be the key. It's going to be so important. And all I'm saying is to that person who is crying and that other person is not listening, it's like, dang, my person is not listening. He's not listening. She's not listening. It's not getting through. This is for you. You're going to want to listen unless you're done too. Now, if you're done too, then ain't no sense of listening, I guess. I still think that communication is good, especially if you guys have kids, because you'll be able to co-parent, even if one of you do decide to leave. And like I said, I know what I'm talking about. This ain't me just talking or looking at social media. This is from experience, because I cried and all of the things, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, by the time a decade came, I was like, you know what? I'm out. No more crying, no tears, no nothing. I didn't give a damn, And you don't want to get to that point, because then now you got to deal with a whole lot of other circumstances. When you want to leave, they don't. Or they want to leave you to all of this stuff. And it's just like, you don't want it to get to that point. So try communication, try therapy. If you don't want to go to church, talk to your pastor and all of that, even though I suggest that too, that could work for some couples. But a lot of times you want to get into couples therapy or family therapy or whatever it is. These are things that you already know. This is just me reminding you and putting it in the air because of certain situations that I just witnessed and I see for myself. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me let them know, because if somebody is up here sitting up here crying, and like I just told my friend, like, girl, try one more time, because I ain't quick to tell nobody to leave they people, if you having some issues or something like that, talk, communicate, you know what I'm saying? And the problem is if that other person don't want to communicate, that's when the issues come in. That's when the issues come in, when the other person don't want to communicate. Then that's when it's like, you know what? I need to explore my options on what can I do. Is it worth staying here? If I leave, what are the pros? What are the cons? What's the benefits? Am I going to have money? Am I not going to have money? If I'm not, how am I going to get money? How am I going to sustain? How am I going to maintain? Is this person going to be crazy with me? Is this person not going to be crazy with me? A lot of times you ain't going to know until they see, like, oh, she's for real. She's done. Oh, he's for real. He's done. Then that's when it gets crazy, because you already, done made the decision to where it's like, I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't even want to fight for it. I don't want to work for it. I'm done. That's when it done got to the point to where I'm trying to help you guys not to get to that point. Do it now while you can communicate. And if it's already too late to communicate, try again. And then it's like, okay, I tried too many times, so now it's time to plan something else. It's time to come up with an exit strategy, or come up, like I said, with a therapist, to where you guys could come up with some sort of plan on what you're going to do, what's your best options. If you got kids and stuff, what's the best options for you? What's the best options for the kids? What's the best option? Because you already know how he's going to react, or you already know how she's going to react. And, sometimes you don't know, but sometimes you know your person. You know what ticks, you know what makes them mad. They know what make you mad. You know when they get mad, how they gonna be. But sometimes when it comes to stuff like this, you see a different side of a person to where it's just like, oh. But once that lady starts to not care, once them tears start coming and she don't want to talk to you no more, she's saying, I don't care, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Somebody got to lose their egos. I done been in a relationship. I done been married. I done been divorced. I done been single a great majority of my time because I've seen how things work. I've seen marriages start off. I've seen marriages end. I've seen them end in good ways, bad ways, some tragic ways, all kind of stuff. So all I'm saying is, if you want to stay with that lady, if you want to stay with your woman, man, woman, whoever you with, your partner, whatever the situation is, if that person is crying out to you, they're trying to talk to you, they're trying to, come here. Sorry. But if that person is trying to reach out, they're pouring their hearts out to you, they're pouring their, their feelings out, trying to talk to you, trying to get some stability, some protection, I don't know, whatever it is, whether it's emotional, whether it's financial, whether it's whatever it is, if that person within your relationship is trying to talk to you and they're crying and they're just trying to pull it any kind of way that they can to get your attention, to get your time, listen, you want to do it now if you want to stay in that relationship. I know what I'm talking about. If you want to be in it to win it, if you want it for the long haul, longevity, you're going to have to communicate. That's the most important part, whether you guys are happy, sad. And I'm not talking to everybody. This is just for people who are crying, who crying out. And I'm just witnessing some stuff when I got home. I guess I should have stayed in the car because that's when I really had it all in my head. But all I'm saying is, if you're hurting, even if it's the guys, this is for the women, you know what I'm saying? But even if it's for the guys, if a guy, because men have to go through a lot when it comes to their feelings, when it comes to their emotions, when it comes to taking care of the household, when it comes to their wives, fiancés, girlfriends, children, all of the things, and a lot of times they don't have the same resources that we have. Besides all of that, like I said, I'm experienced and know what's going on, but all at the same time, even if you're not experienced and don't know what's going on, common sense is what needs to be in your atmosphere. Common sense needs to be brought forth in any relationship, whether it's your husband, your wife, your partner, your kids, your co-workers, all of the things. Common sense. If there's a pattern or a trend or something that you already know, like this ain't it, this ain't it, then make some changes, especially if it's messing with your mental health, especially if you don't know, just cut it short, and I'm the last person to tell people to leave and to not try to fix it and all of the things, but sometimes you just can't fix it. You can't beat a dead horse. You can't be talking to a wall. All that's going to do is bring you down. And then once you start bringing yourself down, you start to self-sabotage. Then the kids see it, your friends see it, co-workers see it, everybody see it. And sometimes everybody see it but you. And that's what you don't want. So that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. I said what I'm going to say. Have a good day. Again, okay? I just had to put that reminder in there. Talk to you in a minute.